morning. This is episode 70. Well, remember, the top two right now for the franchise all time is Dragon Quest XI and Final Fantasy VII. With the ranked, Final Fantasy VII's ranked second with 69, and Dragon Quest XI's episode 78. If you guys are coming in and want to catch more MLB 19 from the weekends and on the weekends, make sure you guys hit that red support button of the IamACreatorCommunity.com/IamACreator. If anybody in the chat has a Facebook and a Twitter account from the weekends and on the weekends and I'm doing this game, that has a Facebook and a Twitter, tweet it out, share a comment, add it to a playlist. The more people we bring in, the more we all grow, win, and make a difference together. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat. Game 2 of 3, Sword Tigers hosting the Cleveland Indians. Indians won the first one 7-6. As the Tigers defense we're bringing in the 2-4, 4.68 ERA record, buried humbly. You guys can see in the chat. I feel the coaches noticed that Maki Matuk showed some signs of fugitive in his last performance. He could probably use a day off. One second here. The bench coach overheard Neil Goodwin say he was really tired during the game yesterday. He used to think about sending him for a game or two. The same with Chris Stewart. Chris Stewart has been looking a little bit tired. So, how are you guys doing today? Hopefully you guys are well and having a good starting week. I've heard that school's about to start again, but I've been out for 5 years. My love's been out for 14, but it's all good. But other than that, I also checked out the box office. I'll get that to a little bit later. This is game 2 of 3. Indians won the first one 7-6. Game 2 of 3 for the weekends and on the weekends. So I'm off today, 10-2 tomorrow, and I'm off Wednesday. So I'm getting 1 or 2 things worked out with my coach. So it's gonna get to that soon, most likely in the order. He's gonna come try and help me by tomorrow, since I have 10-2 on that schedule. Coming to the mound for the Tigers defense, Barry Trumbley, started the season, 2-4 record, 4.68 ERA, 42 hits, and 60 strikeouts to his resume. Starting for the Indians offense, Tyler Naquin, have an average of 236. Somebody gives sign, gives the pitch to him. Strike one. Indians won the first one 7-6. The first pitch was at 6:10 in the evening in game 2 of 3. So other than that, I'm basically tired, but you know, I'm alright. Foul ball to right, strike 2. Fly ball to straight center field. And he makes the catch, and we have 1 out for the Indians offense. So last night, guys, when I was on my way back to the house, it was rainy and stormy. It was like that last night. I was on my way back from my putting. The starting lineup for the Indians offense: Jose Ramirez batting 278, Jason Kevnis of an average of 236. So far for the Indians offense, have an average of 375% slugging. Here comes Carlos Gonzalez, the second batter in the lineup. Here's the pitch by Trumbley. Ground ball to left center field. And that will be a double for the Indians in game 2 of 3. Check it out one more time. So how are you guys doing this morning? Hope you guys are well, and make sure you guys get plenty of rest before you guys go into work this morning or today, if you're looking at the same as I am, or you know, looking at a different store besides Walmart. But it's all preference. Jose Ramirez batting 278, 7 home runs, 22 RBIs to his credit. But it's all good. What's also on my agenda tonight is I have a DC meeting that I'm gonna be with my pun with, and then I have a synergy meeting. That's right, guys. It's gonna be around 4:30, so it depends how good of a turnout that's going to be. Most likely in the order, since my pun cannot make it because he cannot miss any more work. Most likely in the order. Strike 2. Milwaukee Brewers visiting the... but it all depends how good it's gonna go. Pitch speed 92 miles per hour. See how it plays out. Foul ball to left, strike 2. So that's the only thing on my agenda, and also spending the rest of my time with my pun afterwards. Ground ball to right. He gives it to first, and that's out number 2 for the Indians. Offense. Let me know what you guys think in chat. Here comes shortstop Francisco Lindor against left-handed pitchers with an average of 266, 1 home run, 9 RBIs to his credit. Here's the pitch by Tumbley. Strike 1. Indians staring at baseball number 3 with 2 outs in game 2 of 3. The 0-1 count. Foul ball to left, strike 2. But I'm going to be hanging in there alright though. Ground ball to third. He gives it to first baseman, and the side is retired. Indians give up 1 in game 2 of 3. As we go to bottom of the first, nothing. Coming to the mound for the Indians defense, Mike Clivinger, making his 13th start of the season, 4-3 record. He also has an ERA of 3.41, 63 hits, 31 walks, and 60 strikeouts. Due up for the Tigers offense, John Hicks. On the road with the Tigers offense, guys, in chat. He has an average of 354, 8 home runs, 15 RBIs to his credit. His overall average is a 283 in game 2 of 3. So, this afternoon, I'm going to try to get Assassin's Creed going. If not, I may do the premiere of Uncharted: The Lost Legacy of 1 to 2 days, of 3 to 4 days a week. So we'll see how that's going to go, instead of preventing anything. But we'll see what we can do. I'm still doing 5 instead of 6 of the I Am a Creative weekly schedule, where we watch our videos in full. We like the videos, we tweet them out, share them, we add them to a playlist. And we leave a meaningful comment once we've done the rest, and we never ask anything back in return. For my buddy and brother, James Cox. Ball 2. Toronto Blue Jays visiting the Astros, 3-1. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. And that's the first out for the Tigers offense. First strikeout by Mike Clivinger. So yeah, I have a meeting tonight, and I also have a meeting after work, and that'll be on 4:30. The starting lineup for the Tigers offense: Miguel Cabrera, batting .317. His last 10 games with the offense for the Tigers, he's 15 for 48 with an average of .313. Here comes Jordy Mercer, batting .261, 9 home runs, 24 RBIs to his credit. So yeah, we'll see what happens from there. Since I go back for only a short shift, and then I'm off Wednesday, so I'll be doing Borderlands 2, not tomorrow morning, but Wednesday, most likely.
Front door with the slider eclipsed the zone for a called strike.
So we'll be good to go. The Washington Nationals hosting in D-backs 4-1. I'm pretty tired, but I'm okay. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Milwaukee Brewers visiting the Giants 6-3. Ball 2. Tony Mercer's average is a 261. Comes to 2-2. Ball 3. On deck, Miguel Cabrera batting .317. Here comes the 3-2 by Clivinger. Check swing and he struck him out, and that's out number 2 for the Tigers offense.
A lot of indecision there on that check swing, and that's something you see quite a lot on 3 and 2. When the
here it is one more time.
And drawing a walk can be an inch or two. It's pretty understandable why guys.
Love comes first before I do anything to say anything up. Here comes Miguel Cabrera batting .317. He was named in the American League this season. 7 home runs and 30 RBIs to his credit.
He's been in the league for quite a while now. This wily veteran is having a great year.
Here comes the first pitch.
Oh yeah, I was going to get to the thing in the box office. Miguel Cabrera ended his play with a 16-game hitting streak with the Tigers offense. Ball 2.
And he watches one miss outside. 2-0 now.
Oh yeah, as for the box office, as you guys may know, from August 2nd, when Hobbs and Shaw came out, it held the top spot for only the last few weeks, but apparently I checked out yesterday, and from what I've been seeing, hold on a second, ground fly ball to right line, center field, and that will be a single for the Tigers in game 2 of 3. Here it is one more time. But yeah, apparently Hobbs and Shaw is no longer number 1 over the weekend. So apparently, I'm not sure if you guys have seen this movie or not, but I believe it's a movie called The Good Boys, and apparently it only made about just $21 million for some reason. And if you guys have seen Good Boys, let me know. Here comes Nick Castellanos batting .321 as we speak. Tigers staring at base on at first with 2 outs. But yeah, on the Good Boys, I can tell a little bit of a story, but I wouldn't be able to tell that much. You know how there's a couple of teenage kids who want to oh yeah, it's actually an American comedy. So I've never seen it. My love has not. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Fan of the Good Boys, by the way, it's actually an adventure comedy of 12 or 13-year-olds as we speak. Ball 2. But yeah, apparently invited to his first kissing party, 12-year-old Max as his best friends Lucas and Thor, involving this American comedy perhaps. That's ball 3 on deck. To Colby Jones of an abs of 204. So yeah, it's actually based on that. It comes to 3-2. Ball 4, first walk by the Indians in game 2 of 3. So yeah, it's actually, and it says here by the New York Times, here comes left fielder to Colby Jones, batting .204 as we speak. Tigers staring at base on at first and second with 2 outs.
Looking to wiggle out of this, here it is.
And the base runner from first goes to second, and second goes to third for the Tigers offense. Mike Clivinger has given up 12 balls and 10 strikes, total of 22 for the Indians defense. So apparently, Good Boys is actually the new number 1 for the box office. Like I said, apparently it only made just about $21 million, that's it. And I'm like, just $21 million? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So my love and I my top moderator and I were talking about it. And I believe, her and I both believe that episode 9 is going to be making more than $20 million, most likely in the order. You know, I'm telling you. And so is Terminator 6. You know, that since Terminator 6 comes out, and ball 4, second walk by the Indians. In game 2 of 3. Indians won the first one 7-6.
strike zone or if he continues to struggle.
Here comes the second baseman, Lugao, batting 301, 6 RBIs to his credit. Tigers staring at bases loaded with 2 outs, looking for their first lead in game 2 of 3.
First pitch coming, here it is.
Strike 1.
Finds the zone for a strike.
Indians already given up 2 walks. If you guys have any questions about the box office as well, type it in the chat. Comes the 0-1 count. Ball 1.
Didn't quite catch the zone there, ball 1.
And if you guys want to catch more MLB 19 from the weekends and on the weekends, make sure you guys hit that like button. Ball 2. Because the more people we bring in, the more we all grow together. And together, all of us can make a difference. Something I am a creative community as we speak. Here comes the 2-1. Fly ball to right, and he makes the catch, and the side is retired. Tigers lead 1. As we go to top of the second, nothing. In game 2 of 3. But yeah, other than that, it's all good. So like I said, the Good Boys only made about just $21 million. Hobbs and Shaw made about 14. As a matter of fact, but it's not all that bad, really. I mean, you know how a movie does okay and does a good preference and all that? It's not bad. Due up for the Indians offense. Carlos Santana, batting 282, 11 home runs, leads the Indians offense with 37 RBIs to his credit. So we get signed 2-4 record. Strike 1 in game 2 of 3.
You just can't lose focus. Starting pitchers are the ones that are going to have the most problems.
Ground ball to right center field. He gives it to first baseman, and that's the first out for the Indians. Tampa Bay Rays defeating the Angels 3-2 from the weekends and on the weekends. Here's the defensive lineup for the Tigers defense. Ford Hanna, Jody Mercer, Lugao, Samir Candelario, Miguel Cabrera, and Nick Castellanos and Jacoby Jones. Here comes the second baseman, Jason Kipnis, batting 236, 4 home runs, 17 RBIs to his credit in game 2 of 3. But if you guys have any questions, type it in the chat. Let's go, let's grow. Pay it forward and be rewarded. Never ask anything back in return. The I Am a Creator community / I Am a Creator. That's the website if you guys want to sign up. As we speak, it's like a Facebook. You guys can check it out. Ground ball to right center field. He gives it to first baseman. That's out number 2, and that's out number 2 for the Indians. Game 2 of 3. Here comes Bradley Zimmer, batting 195, 1 home run, 15 RBIs to his credit. Here's the pitch by Twombly. Strike 1. So yeah, I have a meeting tonight at 7, and then I think I might just lay back afterwards. Because I go back from 10 to 2 tomorrow, and then I'm off Wednesday. Which is not bad. Bottom 10, foul ball to left, strike 2. Somebody looking for the out. Ball 1. Milwaukee Brewers visiting the Giants 7-3. Like I said, Men in Black still has a good lead for the Idol, and foul ball to the left. Strike 2. I'm the same with night sign for Black and White. I'm still waiting for the February 7th and 8th to get approved, most likely in the order. And he struck him out. And the side is retired in game 2 of 3. So I'm a little bit excited this week at this point. As we go to bottom of the second, nothing in game 2 of 3. Due up for the Tigers offense, Ford Hanna, batting 271, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs to his credit. Clivinger gets signed. Here's the pitch. Ball 1. Comes to 1-0 count. Strike one.
High strike there, and it's 1-1. Hannah hails from the prairie state of Illinois. Is playing up the middle and center field here, but
tweet it out, guys. Let people know that we are live, paying it forward, and being rewarded. Fly ball to center field. He picks it up, and that's the first out for the Tigers offense. Here's the defensive lineup for the Cleveland Indians defense. Jason Kipnis, Kevin Polecki, Carlos Gonzalez, Jose Ramirez, Lonis Martin, Tyler Naquin, and Francisco Lindor. Comes the catcher, Grayson Rainier, batting 175, 5 home runs, 19 RBIs to his credit. Game 2 of 3. If you guys have any questions, type it in the chat. As we speak, hashtag I am a creator equals hashtag paying it forward. As we speak. The 0-1 count. Ball 1. Indians have given up 2 walks in game 2 of 3. And if you guys have any questions, type it in the chat. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Grayson Rainier's average is 175. And he struck him out, and that's out number 2 for the Tigers offense. Third strikeout by Mike Clivinger.
The next batter, Jamer Candelario, is back in the starting lineup for this one after sitting out last night's game.
Excuse me. Ball 1. Jamer Candelario is batting 304.
Favors from the blue on the first pitch in this at-bat. Probably should be ahead of this hitter instead of behind.
Bottom of the second here with no score.
Ball 2.
Taken several inches below the zone, in fact.
Well, here's a guy we know is swinging it pretty well at the plate lately, and based on those last 2 pitches, I think I know why. He's doing a great job of
Ball 3. On deck, Todd Hicks, batting 282. Indians have given up 2 walks.
Here it comes, the 3-0. Is laid off, but in there for
strike 1.
2 out, nobody on.
Fly ball to left center field. And he makes the catch, and the side is retired.
3 up, 3 down for Detroit.
3 up, 3 down for the Tigers offense. As we go to top of the 3rd, 0-0. Due up for the Indians offense, Lonis Martin, with an average of 195. Someone gives sign, here's the pitch to him. Strike 1.
And he starts the number 8 hitter with a strike, 0-1.
If you know you got a real patient hitter at the plate, I love the mindset of this pitcher right here, attacking the zone.
Ground ball to left center field. And that will be a single for the Indians.
So a leadoff single will be the start to their half of the 3rd.
In game 2 of 3, here it is one more time. If you guys have any questions, let me type it in the chat. I'm just hoping. I'm hoping also that Leon and Alice can come in, but they haven't showed their faces for the last week or 2. I mean 2 weeks. So we'll see what happens. Kevin Polecki batting 281. Toronto Blue Jays. But we'll see what happens today or so. Indians doing it based on him first with no outs.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
Ball 1. I'm just hoping they maybe could sew up. We'll see what happens today. That swing, strike 1. Because I need a little more extra votes for the idol and Knight to sign for the colors.
The 1-1. It is a fastball
Ball 2.
off the plate for a ball.
Foul ball to right, strike 2. Foul ball to right, strike 2.
And he'll stick around to see another one. Nobody out, runner on first.
Ball 3. Indians have given up 2 walks. One to the Nationals, home to the D-backs, 8-3. Ground ball to center field, and that would be a single for the Indians in game 2 of 3.
Hey, 2 runners on after back-to-back singles right there. They are in prime position to put the first run on the board right there.
Taking out one more time. Pittsburgh Pirates visiting the Marlins 1-0. Here's the pitch by Twombly. Strike 1. Tyler Naquin is 0 for 1 if they fly out his first time. And it's staring at base runner first and second with no outs. Ground ball to center field again. And that will be an RBI single for the Indians. As the Indians strike first, it's 1-0 Indians, top of the third with no outs. Taking out one more time.
Yeah, nothing hit extremely hard. Killing them softly, station to station with those knocks.
And game 2 of 3. Indians won the first one, 7-6.
Here's Carlos Gonzalez.
Ball 1.
Look at the pitch too low. It's ball 1. Looking at his lifetime numbers.
Carlos Gonzalez is 1 for 1.
Just over the 280 plateau.
Strike 1.
That time for strike number 1.
From the weekends and on the weekends. Foul ball to left, strike 2. Swing and a miss, and that's the first out for the Indians. Second strikeout by Barry Twombly, 2-4 record of the season. Here comes Jose Ramirez, he's 0 for 1, for a ground down in the first.
Here's the 0-0 pitch.
Ball 1.
In tight here with the first pitch fastball that's 1-0.
This is the guy they're going to have to be careful with. He could put 3 runs on the board in a hurry, so expect them to try to get
strike 1.
Something out of the zone if they can.
1-1 the count. Now
foul ball to left in the stands, strike 2.
But this will be a foul ball. The 1-2. And he turns on.
Fly ball to right center field, and picks up a block, and it's gone. 3-1 shot to right center field. 8th home run by Jose Ramirez, 357 feet. As the Indians extend the lead in game 2 of 3. It's 4-0 Indians, top of the third with 1 out. Oh my goodness. Game 2 of 3. Here it is one more time. 3-1 shot to right center field.
He started salivating when he saw it, but stayed back enough to put a great swing on it.
Someone gives a sign. Here's the pitch to him. Strike 1. Francisco Lindor is 0 for 1.
This lineup has a chance
in game 2 of 3.
4 runs in the inning and they smell blood.
But so far today I'm tired, but I'm okay. And a pop-up next to the mound. And that's out number 2 for the Indians. Here comes the first baseman, Carlos Santana. He grounded out his first time.
And that'll bring in one of the best on-base percentage players in the game, Carlos Santana.
Ground ball to center field again, and that will be a single for the Indians.
Wow, his manager must have a lot of faith in him, and I'm not sure why. He's given up 5 hits in this inning alone, and it doesn't look like it's going to come to an end anytime soon.
Here comes Jason Kipnis. He's 0 for 1, ground out in the second. In game 2 of 3. And then staring at baseman at first with 2 outs.
Here's the first pitch to him.
Strike 1.
Down around the knees, taken for a strike.
He's always given up 5 balls and 18 strikes, a total of 23 in game 2 of 3.
See if he'll get in his zone. If he's willing to walk a few guys and then someone pops.
The 0-1 count.
This game could get out of hand early.
It's like swing, ball 1.
It's a ball and a strike.
Swing and a miss, strike two.
Santana, the runner at first with two gone. And the
Swing and a miss. And that's out number three, and the side is retired. Here's the 3-1 shot, replay to right center field in game 2 of 3. As we go to bottom of the third, Indians up 4-0. 2 up for the Tigers offense. Todd Hicks, he's 0 for 1, fifth base strikeout in the first. Indians won the first one 7-6. If you guys have any questions, type it in the chat. If the moderators come in today on the I Am a Creator community to see if we can get up to 3 likes today. We'll see what we can do from there. Swing and a miss, strike two. Son Hicks has held that a little too long. But we'll see what happens. Just pay it forward and be rewarded.
That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
And he struck him out, and that's the first out for the Tigers offense. Fourth strikeout by Mike Clivinger. Take it out one more time.
Now that's his 6th strikeout of the series. They've really got him figured out.
I'll be okay.
Stepping in now, Jordy Mercer.
Strike one. Jordy Mercer is 0 for 1 for a strikeout in the first.
Into the windup, here comes the 0-1.
Ball 1.
And there's a fastball well off the plate inside.
Here comes the 1-1 by Clivinger. Ball 2.
Close, but he didn't get it. 2-1.
Well, we all know
so far, the Indians' defense have given up 2 walks.
But hey, I give him credit. He's really working the count right here.
Fly ball to the right, and he makes the catch, and that's the second out in game 2 of 3. Here comes the first baseman, Miguel Cabrera. He singled his first time in game 2 of 3.
Yeah, guys, still the only hit in this game so far. They've been pretty well shut down. Guys,
here's the pitch by Clivinger. Ball 1.
Up to this point.
Strike 1.
To Miguel Cabrera.
Comes the 1-1 by Clivinger. Foul ball at the left, strike 2. Hit speed was 96 miles per hour.
Ready to deliver the 1-2.
And he struck him out. And the side is retired. Doing this one more time in game 2 of 3. As we go to top of the 4th, Indians up 4-0. Like I said earlier, I'm also going to be concentrating on getting the other 4. And also September 13th when I pick up my pre-order for Borderlands 3. During that time, that'll take over Borderlands 2 spot. Since I'm still getting a little more further, every Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Star Wars still comes out on November 15th. Death Stranding, November 8th. And I'm still hyping a little bit more for Final Fantasy VIII Remake later this year. As I'm planning on giving it for Thursdays and Fridays. But I'm hoping to get back on track with Monster Hunter World as well. But we'll see what happens. Currently on the I Am a Creator Community weekly schedule. The I Am a Creator weekly schedule. As I'm still doing 5 instead of 6. Which is all good. Strike 2. Bradley Zimmer is 0 for 1. Somebody looking for the out. Pop off the left. And he makes the catch, and that's out number 1 for the Indians. Here comes Lonis Martin. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Here's the pitch by Twombly. Strike 1.
Only amassing a solid 1 hit in your entire career. The pressure's off now. Maybe he gets hot.
Ball 1. I mean, I go back tomorrow from 10 to 2, then I'm off Wednesday afterwards. Strike 2.
Taken up in the zone.
Foul ball to right, strike 2.
The 1-2 is
Ball
laid
2.
off for ball 2.
Foul ball to left again, strike 2.
Another try at 2-2.
Ball 3.
On the breaking ball, so the count
On
runs
deck,
full.
Kevin Plawecki, batting .284.
This one frustrate the heck out of a pitcher, but you got to find a way to stay composed and execute your plan.
Fly ball to the straight, and he makes the catch, and that's the second out for the Indians offense.
So 2 gone now for the Tribe here in the 4th.
Here comes the catcher, Kevin Plawecki. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Here's the pitch by Twombly. Fly ball to right center field, and he makes the catch. Good catch by the Tigers defense, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for the Indians offense. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, 4-0 Indians in game 2 of 3. Due up for the Tigers offense, Nick Castellanos. He drew a walk his first time. Ball 1. Ball 2.
They obviously circled him before the game that they were not going to let him beat them. Walked him this first time up, and now they're nibbling again.
Strike 1.
Fastball is in there.
Then Castellanos snaps the 321. Here comes the 2-1 by Clivinger. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Boston Red Sox over the Orioles 6-3. Ball 3. On deck, Jacoby Jones batting .204. Toronto Blue Jays over the Astros 3-2. Here's the pitch by Clivinger. Foul ball to right, strike 2.
And foul.
His speed was 80 miles per hour. Foul ball to right again, strike 2. All of us can make a difference. And a pop-up. Center field. And that's out number 1. In game 2 of 3. Here comes Jacoby Jones. He drew a walk his first time. In game 2 of 3. Indians won the first one 7-6. Ball 1.
Man, this guy has retired a whole slew right now. I think what he needs to do is just stay focused and keep attacking the game plan like he has up to this point, because everything he's done has worked.
Strike 1. Little outside the zone that time. And from the weekends and on the weekends in the chat. Also the Nationals over the Diamondbacks 8-3. Foul ball to right, strike 2.
No runs, just 1 hit and no errors.
His speed is 70 miles per hour. Check swing, and he struck him out. And that's out number 2 for the Tigers offense. It's still early in game 2 of 3. Check it out one more time. So far today, I've been up since 7:30. Most likely in the order. But I'm alright. Trying to hang in. Just hanging in there. Strike 1. Dual Lugo is 0 for 1 with a pop out in the first. The record between Lugo versus Clivinger is 0 for 3 with 1 strikeout in game 2 of 3. The 0-1 count by Clivinger. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He held that bat, that's a little too long. Dual Lugo is 0 for 1.
This team is just struggling so mightily to get on base. They've looked off balance all game.
Ball 1.
And they'll just waste one there, 1-2.
You know, Matty, I'm not surprised by that pitch. Raise the eye level a little
And it's
bit.
one
Maybe
more
you get
time.
something bouncing in the dirt right here.
Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. And the side is retired.
3 up, 3 down for Detroit.
1, 2, 3 go to the Tigers offense. As we go to the top of the 5th, Indians holding on to a 4-0 lead. 2 up for the Indians offense. Tyler Naquin is 1 for 2 with a single. Somebody gives a sign, he nods his head. Here's the pitch to him. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Foul ball to left in the stands, strike 2. Looking for the out, Trombley. Swing and a miss, and that's the first out for the Indians offense. Fourth strikeout by Barry Trombley, with an average of a 2-4 record.
Like a pitcher that trusts and works off his fastball. Right there, he decided he didn't need to use anything else.
Someone gives a sign, sets the target, here's the pitch to him. Fly ball to right center field. And he makes the catch, and that's out number 2 for the Indians. Here comes Jose Ramirez. He's 1 for 2 with a 3-1 start in the 3rd inning. In game 2 of 3.
I mean, what a diamond in the rough Jose Ramirez has been for Terry.
Here's the pitch by Trombley.
Cleveland Indians. This guy
Fly ball to right line.
Just absolutely set that lineup on.
And that will be a double for the Indians. 11th double by Jose Ramirez, entering play doubles leaders for the Indians offense. Tyler Naquin at 13, Valley Zimmer at 8, Carlos Santana with 8, Carlos Gonzalez with 10. Here's the pitch by Trombley. Foul ball to left, strike 1. Francisco Lindor is 0 for 2.
Fastball must have a little late life on it because that was
foul ball to left, strike 2. Looking for the out, Trombley, 2-4 record. Foul ball, again, strike 2.
Stands at second with 2 gone.
And a pop-up to foul territory to right. And he picks it up, and the side is retired.
Danger averted following the 2-out double. More from the show.
Indians lead 1. As we go to bottom of the 5th, Indians holding on to a 4-0 lead in game 2 of 3.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 5th. Here's Heidi Walker.
But yeah, if you have any questions, guys, type it in the chat. Just pay it forward and be rewarded. When we watch our videos in full, we like the videos, we tweet out the videos, we sell them, and we add them to a playlist. And we leave a meaningful comment afterwards. We never ask anything back in return. Let me know what you guys think. Here comes Ford Hanna. He's 0 for 1 for a line out in the 2nd.
We'll start things out here in the home 5th, and it's been tough sledding for this lineup through the first half of the game.
Yeah, they haven't had any momentum going to the plate so far in this one, Matt. They need something to break their way and wake them up a bit.
Be nice to get these fans involved at some point as well. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
Strike 1.
And a fastball's in there for strike 1. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up.
The 0-1 count by Clivinger. Still on the mound for the Indians defense. Strike 2. Fontana's 0 for 1.
You can tell this offense is getting frustrated, but this might be one you have to shower off. When a guy's locating like this, fastball at the knees and to both corners, it's going to be tough for them to do anything with it.
Swing and a miss, and that's the first out for the Tigers. 8th strikeout by Mike Clivinger. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat. If there's anything intact.
For these guys, and they have not swung the bats well. That's putting it mildly.
Here comes Grayson Grenier. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the 2nd.
Strikes his last time through.
And Matty, it was a pretty nasty breaking ball that buckled this guy. That has to
Here's
be
the
in
pitch by
back of his
Clivinger.
mind as he walks
Ball
slowly
1.
right here. Has to protect against looking foolish again on the off speed.
The 1-0 is in there
Strike
for
one.
strike one. No runs, just one hit, and no errors in the ball game for the Tigers.
Ball
And he
2.
misses 2-1.
Little off to the right in the zone.
Being called. You could rest
Grayson
assured
Green is
he
0
knows
for
he's
1.
not getting away with another one of those. I guarantee you he's going to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Excuse me.
Tried
Foul
to
ball
push
to
that
right,
ball,
strike
and now
2.
perhaps needs to shorten up with 2 strikes.
Here comes the 2-2 by Clivinger. And a
Swing,
pop
little
up
pop-up here, right behind home
at
plate.
the batter's box, and that's
he'll
the
put
second
this one
out.
away in foul territory
Game
for
2 of
the
3.
second out. A little bit over halfway home tonight, bottom of the 5th, as we get a look at our line score to this point. And boy, just one hit for these guys, and they have not.
Here comes third baseman Zamir Candelario. He's 0 for 1 with a flyout in the second.
Jeimer Candelario, 2 away in the inning, and Dan, it looks like this could be another 1-2-3 inning for him.
Yeah, he has really found a groove on the mound, and it's been impressive to watch. It'll be interesting to see how long he can keep this dominance up.
He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Ball 1.
Fastball here as they'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0. Now a fastball for a called strike.
Excuse me.
The 1-1 home. Now a swing and a
Foul
ground
ball to right, strike 2.
Foul ball, 1-2 now.
Metropolitans hosting the Cardinals 2-0.
Another fastball trying to get the head to that one early. Pitcher pulled
Ball
the
2.
string with a nasty breaking ball and had him a little bit out in front.
The 2-2. Swing and a
Foul ball
line
to
down
left,
in the
strike
left
2.
field corner.
Philadelphia
This is gonna
Phillies
get fouled.
visiting the Braves 4-0.
Here's another 2-2. And he's got
Check swing, and he struck him out.
Picks up strikeout number
And the
9
side
here,
is
and the side
retired.
is retired. Down in order go the Tigers. They're on the short end of a 4-0 score.
As we go to top of the 6th, Indians up 4-0. 2 up for the Indians offense. Carlos Santana is 1 for 2 with a single in third. Barry Trombley still on the mound for the Tigers defense.
First pitch of the at-bat.
Ball 1.
And a ball 1-0.
Foul ball to right, strike 1.
Just pulled it a little foul. The 1-1. Taken.
Strike 2.
Right side.
Ground ball to right.
Lugo on the grass.
He gives it to first baseman, and that'll be the first out for the Indians offense.
First out.
Here comes the second baseman, Jason Kipnis. He struck out and he has grounded out.
For 2 so far. First offering on its way.
Ball 1.
Fastball well off the plate for a ball.
Ball
Now a
2.
good pitch around the knees, but it doesn't quite catch the bottom of the zone.
And this is why he's struggling right here. He's not able to pound the strike zone early in the count. These guys are finding themselves
Strike 1.
in serious count leverage situations, and good hitters aren't going to miss.
The 2-1 home. Hit on the
Ground ball
out
to
short.
left.
And this is gonna
And that will be a
find its way
single
home
for the
for a
Indians.
one-out knock.
You know, Dero, the old school thinking sometimes is when you're going through a bad streak.
Check it out one more time.
The way you can get a little jam shot, even though it wasn't pretty, maybe this could get this guy finally going.
Yeah, I can't tell you how good that had to feel right
Indians
there.
staring at
There's
base runner
moments where you
first
shot
with
that
1
ball
out.
off your bat, you don't even want to walk to home
It's a
plate.
pitch by
You're stuffing
Trombley.
him so
Ball
bad.
1.
They'll try and entice him with a high fastball, but he wouldn't commit. It's
Bradley
ball
Zimmer
1.
is
0 for 2
Bradley
so
Zimmer
far in
is
this
0
one.
for 2 with a strikeout and a pop out.
The 1-0. Finds the
Strike
zone,
1.
Strike 1. Fly ball
Foul
right
ball
down
to
the
left
line
in the stands. Strike
And
2.
that will end up a foul ball.
Ground ball to center field.
He'll go to the bag for one.
And that's out number 2 for the Indians.
Too late, and they'll just get the one.
Here comes Lonis Martin. He's 1 for 2 with a single.
Last at bat.
Somebody gives sign, nods his head. Here's the pitch to him.
On its way.
Fly ball to right center field.
On the move.
And he makes the catch. And the side is retired.
Indians leave one. They lead it 4-0.
Indians leave 1. As we go to bottom of the 6th. Indians up 4-0.
For the plate now is the designated
Due up
hitter,
for the Tigers
John
offense.
Hicks.
It's on Hicks. We're going to get something big going in game 2 of 3. He has 2 strikeouts.
Frankly, has been non-existent today.
Indians won the first one 7-6.
Completely overmatched to this point. 1 hit through 5 innings. I mean, what else can you say about the pitching they faced other than it's been fantastic? We'll see if that continues.
Clivinger gets signed. Here's the pitch to him. Strike 1.
The slider, and he takes strike
A
one.
little off to the right in the zone.
Interesting outing up to this point as we head into the middle innings. He's pitching quite well, but you look at his first pitch.
Ground ball to right line center field.
That's going to be something he's going to need.
And that will be a single for the Tigers.
And they're going to hold him to a single here as they do a nice job of getting it back in quickly.
Mike Clivinger is giving up 2 hits, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts with 84 pitches in game 2 of 3. Here comes the shortstop, Jordy Mercer. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a line out. We're going to prepare his 0 for 2. If you guys have any questions, type it in the chat of the I Am a Creator community. Tigers staring at base runner first with no outs. It's a pitch by Clivinger.
First pitch coming, here it is.
Ball 1.
And that's high for a ball, 1-0.
Jordy Mercer's 0 for 2.
Allow this offense to get going right here. Leadoff man
Pay it
doesn't
forward,
kill.
guys, and be rewarded. Never ask anything back in return.
Down and away. See if we can get a ground ball and rely on your defense a little bit.
The 1-0 is a slider
Ball 2.
taken for a ball.
Kansas City Royals visiting the Twins 3-0.
Looking for something I can get my arms extended on. Probably won't come back inside for a 3rd time.
Strike
There's a
1.
fastball right down Broadway taken for a strike.
I think he's pitched better than
I'm still hoping that Alice and Leon can stop by this week, because they haven't, their ass hasn't sewn up for the last 2 weeks actually. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Comes up empty, 2-2.
Oh man, he took a swing and a half at that one. think
But I also haven't gotten a new episode for the last couple of days.
Get his guys on the board with one swing.
The 2-2 is a
Second swing and he struck him out. And that's the first out for the Tigers.
Well, this pitching staff has done a pretty good job right there. That's the 4th time he struck out, and we're only in the 2nd game of this series.
Check it out one more time. Here comes Miguel Cabrera. He's 1 for 2 with a single in the first. In game 2 of 3. If you guys can hear me, type it in the chat. Type 1 in the chat if you guys are here.
From the stretch.
Strike 1.
Right down the middle for a strike with the fastball.
You know, you look at this hitter, he doesn't care about being down 0-1. He doesn't care about having 2 strikes with him. He's got the utmost confidence in his ability to work back into the count and get him something over the heart of the plate.
The 0-1 count by Clivinger.
0-1 count and the pitch.
Ground ball to left line.
Tries for the backhand reach in third, but it gets by the glove.
And that will be a double for the Tigers offense. 24th double of the season for Miguel Cabrera with the Tigers offense. Like Clivinger has given up 55 strikes, 36 balls, and a total of 91 in game 2 of 3. As you guys can see on the middle of your screen. Here comes Nick Castellanos, who threw a walk in the first. Strike 1. We had 1 in the hot seat. Let's see if we can get up to 4 likes in the chat. 0-1 count by Clivinger. Ball 1.
Well outside.
Clivinger's given up 37 balls and 56 strikes. The 1-1 by Clivinger. Fly ball to right, and that's out number 2 for the Tigers.
And boy, I thought they might have had a shot at scoring him there, but they put up the
Here comes Jacoby Jones. He's 0 for 1 with a walk in the first. Tigers staring at base runner second and third with 2 outs. We're going to cut the Indians' lead in game 2 of 3. Strike 1.
If you got good arm action, and this pitcher certainly does have good arm action out there, tough to decipher between the fastball and changeup. He's got to be willing to stay back and take
Fly ball to right, and that will be an RBI single for the Tigers. And that's out number 3 for the Tigers, and the side is retired. Tigers leave a couple. As we go to top of the 7th, Indians up 4-1. But yeah, if you have any questions, guys, let me know in the chat. Pay it forward and be rewarded. And Men in Black still has a good lead over Phantom of the Opera and Titanic, but I don't see Titanic coming back up anytime, most likely in the order. I'm just saying, as I pointed out last night when I was at the house, till around a little after 10 or something, a little after 10 or almost, it was actually a little after 10 o'clock last night, but it was thundering and lightning. I did point out that Men in Black is still going to win, most likely, for the Idol next year. And pretty much for Black and White for Night to Sign for February 7th. I'm still waiting for those two to get approved from Ron from management. So he's still going to try to look at him. So when he gets time, or I may have to remind him a little bit. Well, we'll see.
Here's the 0-1.
Foul ball to right, strike 2. Going for the out, Trumbley. Ball 1.
2 strike pitch, but he misses high 1 and 2.
Basic pitching right there. 0-2 fastball up and out of the zone.
Ground ball to first. He gets it in, and that's out number 2 for the Indians. Here comes the right fielder, Carlos Gonzalez. He's 1 for 3 with a double in the first.
First pitch on its way.
Strike 1. Kansas City Royals. Ball 1.
Fastball that crowds him a bit, and it's 1-1. Slap hard the opposite way.
Ground ball to right, to left center field, and that will be a single for the Indians.
To bat with opportunities on base.
Here it is one more time.
Pitch count keeps climbing and climbing and climbing. This is another example of they're really making this guy work in this one.
Yeah, that's the grind right here. You put your hard hat on, you try and find a way to get into that bullpen.
Jose Ramirez will step toward the box here, and as he does,
here's the replay one more time.
3 as you check out his 3-run home run, a big blow early on.
As the Tigers defense will put in a different pitcher, they will bring in, here comes the manager for the Tigers defense coming to the mound.
That's going to be all for his starter here tonight.
And that possibly will be it for the starter for the, that'll possibly be it for the starter for the Tigers defense. Coming to the mound for the Tigers defense, Victor Alcantara, making his 19th game of the season with a 1-2 record, 2.45 ERA, and 43 strikeouts. Here's the pitch to him. Strike 1.
Strike at the knees, 0-1. Gonzalez is off at first with 2 away.
Ground ball to left center field again, and that will be a single for the Indians.
Dan, with that single, he's now 3/4 of the way to
Philadelphia Phillies visiting the Braves 5-0. Pitch speed 93 miles per hour. Here comes Francisco Lindor. He's 0 for 3 with a pop out in the 5th. San Diego Padres visiting the Rockies 2-0. As we surpass the 1 hour limit.
Here's the first pitch to him.
Ball 1.
Trying to crowd him there to start the at-bat. It's 1-0. We're in the 7th now. 4-1 our score at this point.
Fly ball to right center field.
Going back at the track, but he can't.
And that will be a 2 RBI triple. 2-run triple. 4th triple by Francisco Lindor. As the Indians extend the lead to 6-1. And top of the 7th with 1 out. Oh my goodness. In game 2 of 3. Indians still at base runner at 3rd with 2 outs. We're going to extend the lead in game 2 of 3. Foul ball to right, strike 1. Carlos Santana is 1 for 3 with a single in the 3rd. Indians won the first one 7-6. Ball 1. The Indians are 3 for 8 with runners in scoring position with an average of 375.
Ready with the 1-1.
Foul ball behind the batter's box, strike 2.
The 1-2. Misses.
Ball 2.
2.
And he struck him out. And the side is retired.
So it's 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors.
Indians give a few more. As we go to bottom of the 7th, Indians up 6-1. Coming to the mound for the Indians defense, Adam Simber. I think it's 21st game of the season. 2-2 record, 3.75 ERA, and 17 strikeouts. Due up for the Tigers offense. Needs to get something going. Dual Lugao. He struck out and he has popped out. Simba gets a sign. Here's the pitch to him. Ball 1. Dual Lugao's 0 for 2.
Benefits from the fact that he throws a lot of strikes, doesn't walk many batters. However, there have been occasions where he's been hit around a bit.
And that's one of the keys when you're managing a guy like this. If he's on, you're going to see him attack hitters, and when he's not, he's more prone to giving up base hits, so you have to have the bullpen ready if it's one of those days.
And that was ball 2. Here comes the 2-0 by Simba. Strike 1.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch.
Swing and a miss, strike 2.
On that one, it's 2-2.
That swing had one purpose, and that was to put.
He just held it a little too long.
I guess he doesn't have much to lose with his team down this many
Simba
at this point in the
sets the target. Here's the pitch to him. Ball 3. On deck, Ford Hanna batting 265. Chicago White Sox hosting the Yankees 1-0. Indians have given up 2 walks. Here's the pitch by Simba.
He's set. Here's the 3-2.
Ground ball to center field. He gives it the first, and that's the first out. Here comes Ford Hanna. He's struck out and he is lined out. We're going to do a little bit better for his 0 for 2.
Yeah, and he didn't put up much of a fight either, Matty. Gotta find a way. Can't go down 3 pitches. I don't care if you're staring at him or swinging at him. You have to find a way.
Here's the pitch by Simba. Ball 1.
A ball and no strikes. Now some movement in
At the Indians bullpen, Nick Whitgren and James Holt. Strike one.
Bases are empty, one man out.
Fly ball to right center field. He picks up a block, and that will be a double for the Tigers.
And he'll pull into second with one away.
Very much needed double for the Tigers offense. Taking out one more time.
It only takes one, so maybe they can
Right here in the tap.
and get back into this thing.
Tigers staring at base runner at second with one out in game 2 of 3. Simmer gets the sign. Ball 1.
Pitch sinker misses to him. It's ball 1.
Grayson Grenier is 0 for 2. Pittsburgh Pirates visiting the Metropolitans, hosting the Cardinals 2-0.
Now the 1-0.
Ball 2.
High above the zone. Hannah, the runner at second with one away.
Strike 1. Cincinnati Reds hosting the Philadelphia Phillies, visiting the Braves 5-0. The 2-1 count by Simba.
The 2-1. And he gets him to
Fly ball to right.
on the right side of the infield.
And that's out number 2 for the Tigers.
Stay with it here for route number 2.
Here comes Samir Candelario. He's struck out and he has flown out.
Next, it'll be Jamer Candelario.
Simba gives a sign, he sets the target, here's the pitch to him. Strike 1.
Drops in a strike to start the at-bat, 0-1. Looking at his career totals, Candelario has a slugging percentage a little over .425, a respectable number. Set to deliver the 0-1.
Fly ball to center field.
Nick Wooden's under.
And he makes the catch and the side is retired.
Tigers leave 1. They trail 6.
Tigers lead 1. As we go to top of the 8th, Indians up 6-1. Due up for the Indians offense, Jason Kipnis. He's 1 for 3 with a single in the 6th. Alcantara gives the sign. Here's the pitch to him. Ball 1.
Here's one that misses to the leadoff man in the inning. The number 6 hitter in the lineup.
And the attendance, 29,219. Foul ground ball to right line, and that will be a single for the Indians.
For the Tribe as their leadoff hitter is aboard.
The batter, number 4, designated hitter, Bradley.
Here comes Bradley Zimmer. He's 0 for 3 with a ground out in the 6th.
So far, he's struck out once.
Indians staring at base runner first with no outs.
He's set. Here it comes. Line drive to center.
Fly ball to center field, and that's the first out for the Indians.
In center field as he takes it in for the first out.
Well, we've mentioned the conditions aren't ideal with the rain coming down, and that can make every play a little bit of an adventure. You really have to concentrate, and he did there to haul it down.
Here comes Lonis Martin. He's 1 for 3 with a single.
It was a fly out for him in his last trip. Here's the first pitch to him. Pulled toward right.
Fly ball to right center field.
For it, Castellanos.
And that's out number 2 for the Indians. I'm not really sure if my top moderator will be in the chat.
Ready now. Kevin Fluette.
She might be just getting a little bit of her stuff going. So, it all depends. All I know is we do have a meeting tonight around 7 o'clock tonight for DC, and then I also have a meeting for Synergy tomorrow around 4:30. Since all I have to work is only 10 to 2, so it's all good. And that was strike 2. And for the out, Alcantara. Ball 2. Fly ball to left center field.
Jones is in pursuit.
And he makes the catch. Good catch by the Tigers defense. And the side is retired. Time is almost running out for the Tigers offense. As we go to bottom in the 8th, Indians up 6-1. Coming to the mound for the Indians defense, James Holt. 38 games this season, 1-0 record. As we speak. Here comes John Hicks. He's 1 for 3 with a single.
They'll get things started now in the bottom of inning number 8.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get
James Holt gives a sign. Gives the pitch to him. Strike 1.
And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
Excuse me.
Not a bad idea
Pittsburgh
right
Pirates
there. Make this
visiting the
guy work
Marlins
and see if he can
7-0.
put the ball over the plate. Throws the first pitch for a strike. They need to get some runners on base, and not a bad plan. Unfortunately,
Swing and a miss, strike 2. He held that bat just a little too long. Ball 1.
With one in the dirt, but he'll hold back here. It's 1-2.
Good pitch right there with the base is empty. Why not take a shot? Throw that breaking ball in the dirt and see if he'll chase after it.
Ball 2.
Fastball easy to lay off that time. 2-2.
Alright, still at 10. And still at 40. Ground ball to right.
The second baseman.
He gives it to first, and that's the first down.
For the first down.
Here comes shortstop Jordy Mercer. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout in the 6th.
For him to this point in the ball game. He's set and the pitch.
Strike 1.
There's the fastball that gets the lower part of the zone called for a strike.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. He held that just a little too long in game 2 of 3.
Ugly swing right there. That pitch wasn't even close, and he offered at it. I'm not sure right now if I'm the pitcher. You could probably throw anything you want up there, and this guy's going to swing at it.
Tigers
Ball 1.
with a ball and 2 strikes.
Okay, so now is where I think you pull the string. Throw the El Cambio up there. Hasn't seen it yet, and I think he's set up for it right here.
The 1-2 is taken for ball 2.
Comes to 2-2 by Holt. Ball 3. On deck, Miguel Cabrera batting .321.
Well, he went from being in the driver's seat to now being in some trouble. Had the count 0-2, started nipping at the corners, and next thing you know, this count stands at 3-2.
No, I don't know anything about a 9 society. I can't recall.
He's set. Here's the 3-2.
Ball 4, third walk by the Indians.
Two ways to look at this walk. If you're the hitting coach, you say, that's a great AB. Down 0-2, you work the walk. But if you're a pitcher like me, that's just a case of letting a guy off the hook, and that can really frustrate you.
Now batting, Miguel Cabrera. He's 2 for 3 with a double and a single.
He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit last time.
No, I'm not really sure if my top moderator will be in the chat.
Those are the pitches you only
I know he's been tired. He's been tired. Getting updates going for me, and you know, thinking if I may be at the art studio. But well, Friday I didn't come because of my foot, but it has been getting a little bit getting almost normal, most likely. So we'll see what happens going further. Ground ball to center field, and a double play, and the side is retired. Tigers lead 1 again. As we go to top of the 9th, Indians up 6-1. Due up for the Indians, tie with Knockwin. He's 1 for 4 with a single. He nods his head. Here's the pitch to him. Strike 1. Ball one.
Ball one.
So we'll see. I did point out that I'm going to be at that meeting tonight, so as I will be. Strike two.
And that's the second strike. 3-2
Ball three.
Indian center fielder. There's Carlos Gonzalez.
On deck, Carlos Gonzalez batting .268. Here comes the 3-2.
3-2 pitch. And
Foul
it's
ball
fouled
to right, strike two.
Lifted
Foul
down the
ball
line. Jones
to left, strike two.
And they can't run
If
it
you guys
down.
can hear me, let me type it in the chat.
Neither guy giving in. Here's the
The I am a creator community. And he makes the catch, and that's out number one for the Indians offense.
Good contact to start out the inning. Thought he might be on base with some sort of a hit, but it hung up there too long. Just unlucky that
Here it is one more time. Alright, there we go. See if it'll just help it just quite a bit. Ground ball to center field again. Gets it to first, and that's out number two for the Indians. Here comes Jose Ramirez. He's 3 for 4 with a home run, double, and a single. Cantillo nods his head. Here's the pitch. Ball one. I'm also still waiting on votes, but I'm not really sure if Leon and Alice, aka Teacup, will stop by. Like I said, they haven't sold up for quite a while, for the last 2 weeks. So if they show up, we'll see what we can do. Here's one more time. Because I'm hoping they can, if not this morning, maybe this afternoon. We'll see. Indians staring at base runner first with 2 outs. Here's the pitch by Cantillo. Strike one. Francisco Lindor is 1 for 4 with a triple and 2 RBIs. Time is running out for the Tigers offense in game 2 of 3. Strike two. Pittsburgh Pirates visiting the Marlins 7-1.
He certainly hasn't been the aggressor in this at bat. 2 straight takes.
Looking for the out.
Now we'll see if he can change his approach and battle up.
And they pop up to left center field, and he makes the catch, and the side is retired. Time is running out for Indians leave 1 as we go to bottom of the 9th. Indians holding on to a 6-1 lead. Coming to the mound for the Indians defense, Nick Whitgren. 16th game of the season, 2-0 record, 86 ERA, and 17 strikeouts. Here comes Nick Castellanos. He's looking to put up some big numbers. He's 0 for 2 with a walk in the first. Indians won the first one 7-6. Here's the pitch to him. Ball one.
Action going on now in the Indians bullpen as they have a left-hander up and getting loose.
At the Indians bullpen, Brad Hand. Ball two. Indians have given up 3 walks.
You really don't want to be in with a great hitter like this. 2-0 count. We'll see right here if he lays one in there to give him a pitch to swing.
What's going on, Sir O'Brien? How you doing? Strike one. He says, I find batting hard on this game, my setting zone. I don't blame him. It happens to some of the people every now and then. Strike two. But it happens to most of the people who try to aim at the ball and try to hit it for a good distance. Foul ball to right, strike two. But it happens. But so O'Brien, question for you. Are you new to the I am a creator community? Group? Type it in chat. On deck, Jacoby Jones batting .214. But type it in the chat if you're new. swing and a miss. And that's the first down for the Tigers. Time is running out for the Tigers offense. Here comes Jacoby Jones. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Can you guys hear me? Oh, it's your first time. Oh, okay. So you're new to the I am a creator community equals hashtag pay it forward, correct? Can we get up to 3 likes in the chat? Ball 2. Can we get up to 3 likes in the chat, please? That would be okay. So Brian, what do you do for a living? I actually haven't asked anybody that for a while. Of what people do for a living or anything in general. So, you mind if I tell you what we do for the I Am a Creator community? The philosophy, if that's okay? If you want to hit that red support button, smash the like button. Let me know in the chat if you're ready. Here comes the 3-1 by Wilgren. Foul ball to left, strike 2. Indians won the first one 7-6. And he struck him out, and that's out number 2 for the Tigers offense. Time is running out for the Tigers offense in game 2 of 3. Second strikeout by Nick Wingren. Hold on, I'll tell you in a minute. Here comes Brad Hand, 22nd game of the season, 1-2 record, 5 saves, 6.110 ERA, and 29 strikeouts. So, the I Am a Creator community group. It's a group that's filled with creators. Hold on, last chance for the Tigers throughout Lugo. He's 0 for 3 for ground out in the 7th. But yeah, the I Am a Creator community is a group who has great content, who are loving, caring, and sharing each other's content, watching videos in full, liking the videos, we share the videos, we tweet them out, the videos. I ask anybody. Private James Cox, check swing, strike 2. Last chance for the Tigers offense. Well, we watch our videos in full, like I said. We like the videos, we tweet them out, share them. I tell anybody who has a Facebook, if anybody has a Facebook and a Twitter account, to tweet it out, add it to a playlist. And I also remind you guys currently, repeatedly, to leave a meaningful comment down below, anything good or bad about the video. And we never ask any support back. That's why we pay it forward and be rewarded as much as we can. If you have any questions, Sir Brian, let me know. And it's next swing, and the Indians take game 2. As the Tigers are now, as the Indians hold on to win 6-1. As we speak, the Tigers are down to 29-39 of the season. It's still early in the season, almost in the adulthood, but not what the Tigers were expecting at this point. As the Indians won game 2 as well, 6-1. Indians had 13 hits, Tigers had 5 hits. The Tigers are down to 29-39 of the season, of the record. Actually at 30-40 this season, excuse me. I almost had to double check, but it's all good. So, so what do you think, Brian? Any questions on that? I'm also looking to continue I'm also continuing the votes for what my Levenites to do for the Idol, as we speak. But before I get a little more further, I'm gonna go ahead and hit that red support button. There you go. But if you have any questions, Brian, let me know if there's anything. As we simulate the other scores. Tampa Bay Rays going up to 35-36 over the Angels. 3-2 with 8 hits. Ward with his very first win for the Rays. Boston Red Sox going up to 45-28 over the Orioles, 6-3, 8 hits and 1 error. Hembree with his second win, Barnes' 24th save of the season. Washington Nationals going up to 39-31 over the Diamondbacks, 8-3, 11 hits. Sanchez with his third win, Doolittle's 19th save of the season. Milwaukee Brewers going up to 30-40, sending the Giants down to 29-40. Final score 7-3, 14 hits and 1 error. Nelson with his fourth win of the season. The Blue Jays going up to 38-32 over the Astros, down to 45-26. 3-2, 10 hits and 1 error. Drew Smyre with his fifth win. Gillis with his 30th save of the season. Pittsburgh Pirates going up to 31-39 over the Marlins, down to 35-34. 7-1, 10 hits. Talon with his fourth win. New York Yankees going up to 38-33 over the White Sox, down to 42-29. 5-4, 9 hits and 1 error. Brennan with his second win of the season. Kansas City Royals going up to 38-32 over the Twins, down to 34-35. As you guys can see in the middle of your screen in the chat. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that, Brian? Of the I Am a Creator community? Anything in general?
We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.
Squogland with a 6th win. Boxberger with his 3rd save of the season. Metropolitans set out the Cardinals going up to 28-43, sending the Cardinals down to 36-34 with 8 hits. DeGrom with his 6th save of the season. Cincinnati Reds going up to a good 45-24 record over the Rangers, 7-4, 7 hits and 1 error. Mahale with his first win. Iglesias with his 22nd save. Phillies going up to 41-29 over the Braves, 8-3, 15 hits. Pavenia with his second win of the season. San Diego Padres going up to 27-44, upsetting the Rockies down to 40-32. 5-3 with 9 hits. Stock with his 4th win. Yates with his 12th save of the season. O'Brien says, I see. I work away a lot. So what do you work at? I mean, for me, the place that I work at it's been over 2 years. And with customers and pretty much a lot of people tell me I do a great job. And that is, I work at Walmart for the last 2 years, as a matter of fact. And what I normally do, you know, a lot of you guys understand in the chat, and Brian, you're the first one to understand this, is I work at Walmart as a cart pusher. There's actually 6 of us instead of 7 because our last one got fired after 3 weeks for not getting dropped off at work and being stuck at the house, but with no transportation or getting dropped off afterwards. So apparently he only lasted for 3 weeks. And for me, I've been at Walmart for over 2 years. So sometimes I get tipped for carryouts, and some of the people often tell me that I do a great job most of the time, and taking time out of my schedule, spending time with my pun most of the time when I'm off at work in the evenings, or if anything comes up, so you can tell me as my shot maker what's going on. ACV driver class 1. Oh, that's good. So how long have you been doing that position, Brian? Any ideas? But type it in the chat. Seattle Mariners going up to 27-47 over the Athletics, down to 42-30. 5-1, 11 hits and 1 error. Hernandez with his 5th win. Strickland with his 9th save of the season. And the Chicago Cubs going up to 44-26, blew out the Dodgers down to 40-31. Hold on a second. Same company for about 20 years. Oh, that's amazing. So, have you been enjoying it for 20 years so far, Brian? I mean, I've been enjoying Walmart after what happened to my last job, on my previous job that I've had, and I've only lasted for 5 years when I saw a little over hundreds of dollars before, over 100 apiece in general, but so that's why I decided to go with Walmart, because Walmart pays more extra than my last job gives me. Once or twice a week, you know. So I've been at the W for 2 years, you know. I also had some days approved, but apparently the Christmas Eve and the 26th got rejected because they won't actually get approved. So it's going okay? Ah, okay. That's not bad. But, you know, I've been at the W for 2 years, loving what I'm doing, and, you know, continuing what I love to do best, you know. So, I got off the phone with my coach last night, after I got off at 7. Since Walmart's increasing a little bit of our hours during the court schedule. So I got off the phone with the coach with my coach, as we speak, from a different company last night. I told him what the hell was going on, and apparently the court schedule has not been going right. It's just that I'm like, I don't want 35 and I don't want 29. So apparently she's going to help me talk to management to see if they can fix my court schedules, even though I'm only allowed 32 hours a week, and I haven't been getting 32 hours a week for a while, you know. But those back-to-back weeks I've been getting, it's pretty much 64 hours every 2 weeks. But I haven't worked 32 for a while, you know. It's the way the agreement goes. Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays are 2 to 11s, and Sundays are 9 to 6. And I'm always off every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays. And that's ridiculous, you know. I don't quite understand what's going on with my court schedules, you know. I've been at Walmart for 2 years. I'm telling you. But that's the only thing that's been going on for me, you know. They have not put me back to 32 hours yet. But if anybody has faith, you guys of the I Am a Creator community have that, and so is my top feature wife moderator. For 786 days that her and I have been together, as we speak. So, there's a good possibility. 14-2, 13 hits and 1 error. Cole Hamels with the 7th win of the season. But yeah, Brian, have you seen anybody have that happen before, or not really? The Tigers have lost 2 straight. They got 1 more game with the Indians. And then they have a day off, and then they'll be at Pittsburgh to take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. As we double check the standings, the Tigers have fallen apart a little bit, as they're only 4.5 games behind the Twins. The Tigers are now 30-40 of the season, which they still have plenty of time to catch up. Maybe for a good playoff position. The Twins are 34-35, as 3 of these teams have won 5 games out of the last 10, so I'm expecting anything to change. White Sox are down to 42-29, as they are 3.5 games ahead of the Royals. So we'll see what happens during the standings from the weekends and on the weekends, as we speak. Same with the American League West. Astros are down to 45-26, another loss between the Athletics, Angels, and the Rangers, as a matter of fact. So let me know what you think, Brian. You can share me your thoughts of what you think. As the Astros have a winning percentage of .634, they are 3.5 games ahead of the Athletics, down to 42-30. And the Mariners are back in the winning column. If you recall, they had a 9-game winning streak earlier this season. So their record is 27-47 as we speak, as they won 8 games out of their last 10. As we look at the American League wild card, Athletics, Blue Jays, Royals, Yankees, Rays, Twins. Bottom list, Orioles, Mariners, Indians, Tigers, Rangers, and the Angels. So anything can expect to change from the weekends and on the weekends of the I Am a Creator weekly schedule. The Phillies get a win back, going up to 41-29. As they are two games ahead of the Nationals. They won 2 games out of that as well. 39-31 this season. 2 games scared for the Marlins, down to 35-34. It's only 3.5 games behind the Nationals. O'Brien says let's go to game, not play the game a lot. Need to start playing MO. Well, for me, when I was a kid, I got one of my peers got me started into a gaming system, which is RPG-like. Start playing more. Well, Brian, question for you. What console do you have, by the way? I mean, I've had this PS4 for 4.5 years. It's been having problems half the time. Like a disc, like 1 or 2 discs come out due to the power or due to a different reason, but not a whole lot. But yeah, on October 24th, it'll be 5 years since I've had this console. And then before the end of next year, I'm going to be getting the PS5 so I can try to transfer my information to the PS5. You know, that's going to be the plan going forward. But are you getting any of the 4 games that are coming out this year? Remember, November 15th. PS4 Pro. Okay. And how long have you had the Pro, by chance? Like I said, I've had my console for 4.5 years, to be honest with you. And are you planning on getting any of the 4 new games before Game of the Year releases in the month of December? Remember, Star Wars comes out on November 15th. Death Stranding November 8th. Final Fantasy VIII comes out late this year, which I will be targeting the hype with. And Borderlands 3 on September 13th. That's the only pre-order that I have right now. Day 1. Oh, you had it since day 1. Okay. That's pretty good. So, are you excited for any of the 4 games that are coming out for the PS4 this year, Brian? Type it in the chat. And also, can we get up to 4 likes in the chat, please? Can we get up to 4? If the moderators can type it in the chat, that would be good. To tweet the live stream out, let people know that we are paying it forward and being rewarded. You got EA Access. So what game are you planning on maybe getting for the console? Any ideas? Like I said, there's Star Wars on November 15th. Death Stranding on November 8th. From Hideo Kojima. Borderlands 3, September 13th, which I'm going to be paying the rest of that cash so I can get my copy. And, you got Madden 20. For me, I'm almost a sports guy, but not a whole lot. But, I will say this. For me, I stopped playing Madden football after 18, so I don't think for 1 second I'm gonna go back to playing Madden 19 or 20. I'm more of a Final Fantasy RPG person for a long time. So I'm more of a Final Fantasy person since I was a kid. So, and once you have the idea, anybody has the perfect franchise, the perfect spot, or the perfect start of what they want, of what's gender, or what's gender they start with. You know, anybody has a big preference. Oh, you play sports games. Oh, that's nice. So let me guess, you're not into Final Fantasy, are you? Because my very first Final Fantasy game was for the Nintendo Game Boy system, which you guys already understand. The Nintendo GB system had it recently had its 30-year anniversary. And same with the Nintendo 64. was his nickname the N64, as a matter of fact. So, so apparently they had apparently those two systems had 2 milestones. So, I remember playing the N64, and I do remember playing my very first gaming system. It was way before these systems came out in the past, you know. So the very first Nintendo system was the very first console that I've ever had when I was a kid. You had the late great Mario games over the years. You had the Xbox, you had the PS2, you had the PS3, and you have several other systems before they came out with the DS systems. This was back in 2007, 2009, I believe. And then they actually retired the DS systems over the years. That I always recommend and always recall. But, you know, they had good histories. That right there, they had good histories. But, you know, and I don't think I would automatically go back because I'm not sure if I would go live on any of the previous ones. But I don't think it'd be play other games, but I'm more of a sports gamer. Oh, that's nice. But it all depends, really. I mean, like I said, I'm more of an RPG person, and for me, I'm staying as a Final Fantasy person. So let me ask you this: are you buying any of the 4 for the console this year? Because so far, from what it's looking at for Game of the Year opportunity, when I traded in Dragon Quest 11 almost a month ago, one of my peers and I went to GameStop. He traded some of his stuff in, and I traded in only Dragon Quest 11, which I got some good cash back. And he asked me, and I quote, he asked me if I've completed Act 3 and started Act 3, and I'm like, I decided to. Well, I beat the complete game, but I didn't beat it completely. So I stopped Dragon Quest 11 after 78 episodes. So the top 2 right now is Final Fantasy VII with 69, thanks to me, my 2 moderators, which is Pars and Martin McCarthy, and Dragon Quest 11, 78 episodes. So I am planning on getting Borderlands 3 and maybe the other 2, which is Star Wars, maybe Death Stranding, but more than likely Final Fantasy VIII Remake. Have you heard anything about them, Brian? Oh yeah, for next year. As for next year as well, I'm also going to be getting Watch Dogs Legion by March 6th. This is my body chaotic. Final Fantasy VII Remake on March 3rd. We also got Destroy All Humans coming out as well. What else is there? Oh, you'll be getting Death Stranding. Is there any particular reason? I know Norman Reedus has done a great job in the Walking Dead franchise, but him being in Death Stranding for November 8th, I think he's going to do good. I'm telling you, he's going to do good. The other one coming out in April, it's April 16th for the PS4, is Cyberpunk 2077. And that's starring the one and only, played by you've actually seen this guy be in the Matrix movies, Bill and Ted movies, which he's funny in that one. What else? The 3 John Wick movies, and that goes by the name of Keanu Reeves. You pretty much know who Keanu Reeves is. So he's actually going to be in Cyberpunk 2077. Open world games is okay, right? I don't blame you. So I could see Borderlands 3 getting Game of the Year, most likely, because Borderlands 3 has been living to the hype for the last couple of years, 3 to 4 years. It was way before my love and I started going back together, you know. But for me, like I said, we're taking our time, looking forward as much as we can, and not rushing anything most of the time. So we're doing good, you know. I put her first before I do anything else. She's my side maker forevermore. So her and I are getting married in a couple years. But she's never married a guy ever. So I'm not like any other exes who tries to screw any son of a bitch out here, you know. I bust my ass for the last 2 years at Walmart, you know. You're like, I make much more cash as anybody else would be, you know. I have a higher power. So we're spending the rest of our lives together most of the time. And I'm still no longer streaming on the evenings. Part of that, what do you call it? Resolution. So I'm continuing to do that as much as possible. But if she has anything going on in the evenings, I get it okay by her the entire time too. But it's all good. And also the Metropolitans got a win as well, going up 26-43. If you guys have any questions, go right ahead. I'm also still trying to look for answers for the Idol and for Night to Sign for my Love and Ice 3-peat for February 7th. The Reds going up to 45-24 as the Reds are a game and a half ahead of the Cubs with also 44-26 of the season. Pirates have won 4 straight, going up to 31-39 of the season. As they're only 5 games behind the Cardinals. The Pirates are looking to continue the 4 wins in a row. Brewers have won 2 straight with a 30-40 record this season. Same with the Tigers have been doing. Which I know the Tigers can get back to the winning column soon. From the weekends and on the weekends. Most likely in the order. Pirates are looking to continue the 4 wins at this point this season. We'll see how it goes. The Dodgers are back to the losing column again. Down to 40-31. It's only a half game ahead of the Rockies. They also have a 40-32 record. 2 straight losses by the Diamondbacks. Giants 5 games get down to 29-40. So the teams are looking to expect to get a win, to get back to the winning column sooner or later. But the Padres did get a win back, as you guys can see. So we look at the National League wildcard race in the chat. Cubs, Rockies, Nationals, Cardinals, Marlins, Padres, Mets, Giants, Brewers, Braves, and the Pirates. As we speak. The Red Sox are on a good roll. They have won 3 games, going up to 45-28. It's 5.5 games over the Blue Jays. 3 other teams also got a win as well. Blue Jays, Yankees, and the Rays. Orioles have lost 3 straight games, down to 26-46. But for most of any baseball team, guys, whoever you're managing, whoever you're moderating in with, it's all good. It's all good to do what you're doing, you know, spectating. And which I've been getting a lot of comments that they find my commentary good with baseball and most of anything with Final Fantasy RPG type of thing, but it's all good. Everybody has a great preference. But Brian, question for you. In your honest opinion, you can give me your honest opinion in the chat of the I Am a Creator community. What do you think of my spectating, my commentary for baseball, from the weekends and on the weekends? Like I said, I've been getting a little bit of good comments at this point, but in the end, it's all good. Whether it's good or bad or ugly, it happens every now and then. Thank you, Brian, for stopping by, buddy, and saying a good thought. And that's gonna do it. I'll tell you just a bit more in a second. I may go to the art studio since I haven't heard anything from my pudding yet. Even though she hasn't come in the chat this morning, but I was hoping she would maybe come in. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for episode 70. Remember, baseball does not count with the all-time records with Final Fantasy VII and Dragon Quest XI. If you guys have any questions, type it in the chat. Can we get up to 4 likes in the chat, please? Brian, can you do that for me? If you can smash the like button, tweet the live stream out. If you have a Facebook and a Twitter, to tweet it out, share a comment, add it to a playlist, and leaving a meaningful comment once this episode is over. Remember, guys, I'm still continuing to do a little over an hour and 30 minutes each, which it goes with this from the weekends and on the weekends. Borderlands 2 every Tuesdays and Wednesdays, which I might be live tomorrow after 2, most of the time. Wednesday, new episode as we speak. I'm hoping, I'm also looking to go back to, what do you call it? Monster Hunter World every Thursdays and Fridays. Assassin's Creed, I'm hoping to get that back in the book, hopefully. Which I haven't done another new episode for the last 8 weeks. So I'm hoping to do something with that as well. So we'll see how it's going to play out. As a matter of fact, and I'm hoping to maybe start Uncharted pretty soon. And if you guys want to catch more MLB 19 from the weekends and on the weekends, be sure to hit that like button. Turn on notification bell if you guys haven't had the opportunity. I'm going to say this repeatedly more often, as I always do. If anybody has a Facebook and a Twitter account of the I Am a Creator Community equals hashtag pay it forward, tweet it out, share a comment, add it to a playlist. Because the more people we continue to bring in, guys, the more we all grow, win, and make a difference together. Brian says I follow PSN. That's good. I don't jump into PSN parties anymore. So, I mean, I jump in every once in a while, but not a whole lot. I'm more of a, feel like, I stay away from PSN parties most of the time, so it's all good. I'm like, I don't blame it or anything, but it's all good in preference. Well, remember, guys, we watch videos in full, we like the videos, tweet them out, share them, we add them to a playlist. And we'll leave a meaningful, loving, caring, and sharing comment down below. As you guys already know, I'm still doing a little over an hour and 30 minutes each. Since I'm only continuing to do 5 instead of 6 most of the time. So, and we never ask any support back afterwards. So it's all good. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it. The Tigers have one more game with the Indians. The Tigers are 30 and 40 this season, so they're hoping to get back in the win column as we speak. So we'll see how we can do it. See how they can do it. So other than that, if you guys have any questions about the Idol, remember Men in Black still has a good lead over Phantom of the Opera, Titanic, and Black and White for Night Sign. If you guys have a prediction and any particular reason, type it in the chat, as good as you can get. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it. Thank you, Brian, for the only one stopping by. I was hoping Alice and Leon was gonna stop by as well, but I'm pretty sure they couldn't, especially if their ass is busy. But we'll see if they can stop by this afternoon and see what happens. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. I will be going live this afternoon with either Uncharted or Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which is going to be episode 6, I believe. Let me double check. I'll double check after I end this. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Be good to one another, be kind to one another, and love one another. And I will see you guys later this afternoon. You guys have a good day, and keep yourselves cool, and drink plenty of water for us. Thanks, guys. Be careful.